Hello everybody, coming at you with another update video. I really liked doing the last one. I think I'm going to do more of these in the future. Because it's real easy. All it takes is gameplay, some editing here and there, and just me talking with my VTuber avatar. So, there's a cop in the background. That's not good. Well, you probably can't hear it anyway. So, oh my god. A train? There is some stuff going on outside my door right now. But that's okay. I didn't turn on the camera just now just to yap about whatever. I actually have a topic I wanted to discuss. So, a lot happened in my sexual journey, I guess you'd say, in the last few days. I like to update you guys whenever there's been relevant updates with progress on a video, which is coming along very nicely, by the way. We're talking to a few voice actors right now. There's a wider pool of applicants this time than the consent video. The art for this one is turning out really, really good. I finished the storyboards for the story part. Now I'm just working on actually getting the line art and the coloring. And it's going really well. I'm really, really excited about it. The script is done too. So, yeah, we're moving along. But, back to what I was talking about. I like to update you guys not just when there's video updates, but also when there's been a development in something that I've learned or something that is a really important milestone for me, like the IRL training that I'm doing right now, that you're probably sick of hearing about at this point. But one of the things that is very new, if you saw the short that I made, the YouTube short that I made not too long ago, about my first experience with the Pringles can and making one of those toys at home. It was a really fun experience. I had to throw it away because it just wasn't right. I wanted to see if I could do it for fun, getting that sensation, and it was a very new sensation for me, which I'll get to. But I decided to just throw it away because it was too hard to clean. You know, I can't really wash a Pringles can. It's like partially made of cardboard. So I wanted to just get some actual ones on Amazon. So I set aside a budget of $100 and I got 3 separate toys. I hopefully had it at the beginning of this video, but there is going to be a strong content warning. This isn't like medical information. It's helpful for anyone of any age, I believe, but this topic more than others that I've talked about in the past is very, it's going to be very open. I still like to talk about it, but watch at your own discretion, I guess I would say. I mean, there's no way it's not going to be age restricted anyway, but this is one of my first experiences using actual toys, like sex toys. What I ended up buying was 3 different items. I bought a fleshlight, which was the main thing I wanted to get. It's the replacement for the Pringles can, and it's actually the only one I haven't used yet. I also bought I think they call it like a pocket pussy. I don't really like that name. I wish they called it something else, but that's what it is. It's a big one too. I kind of splurged on getting, poor choice of words there. I kind of spent a little bit of more money and I got a bigger one. It's not quite life size. It's 12 pounds though. It's a heavy sucker. And gosh, I'm just kind of a mix of feelings right now. I don't know exactly what to say. I'll say it all at some point during this video, I assume. But I also bought a dildo. A true-to-life dildo. It's got a suction cup on it. And I actually... Okay, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. But you know what? I'll start with the dildo, actually, because it's probably the most interesting and the most relevant to what I'm going to be talking about in this video. I bought a dildo, and you're probably thinking, well, aren't you like straight though? What are you going to do with one of those? The truth is, something I learned during the training and a really important message I want you to keep in mind during this new batch of videos that are going to be coming out. The idea that sexuality isn't so straightforward, no pun intended. You know, it sounds like a meme, but just because you use a dildo doesn't mean you're gay. I know that sounds like a cop-out. A lot of it is just play, right? That's the thing about toys. It's not just for pleasure. Sometimes you buy something just to kind of see what it's about and mess around with it, see if you like it, see if you don't like it, and it's all well and good. I still identify as straight, but I'll just say this. I had some free time last night, and I started playing around with some of these toys, and I was surprised at how far I was willing to go with some of these things, honestly. Now, it was nothing like crazy, you know, but it was far enough to where I was surprising myself, and I'm still kind of a flurry of emotions right now. One of the reasons I've had this idea for a while, and I want to do a video about it, but I guess now's the time to put it into a video. I had an idea for something to help with penis size insecurity, which thankfully I don't really have anymore. I went through a phase in college where I was really insecure, but what I did was I bought a dildo that was specifically almost my exact size. I was able to find one on Amazon that was my exact dimensions, and what I wanted to do was hold it actually closer to my face. Like, I wanted to actually be able to essentially see my member from a different angle, because I'm sure a lot of you have noticed this, but the reason a lot of guys have an insecurity about their own size is because we're locked in a perspective where we're always seeing it from kind of far away. Not that far away, it's only like a couple of feet at most. We're always seeing our dick from the same perspective, and I guarantee you, if you're able to see what is essentially your dick from a different point of view, literally in space, it'll look a lot different. The size will be a lot different. And let me tell you, I wholeheartedly stand by this. YouTube is real funny about like, oh, you can't recommend certain things to your viewers. So I'm not going to say that I recommend any of this. But what I am going to say is, in my experience, personally, for me, buying something like this that is my exact size and seeing it up close, holding it in my hand right now, it looks a lot bigger than it actually does on my body. I'm looking at it and I'm like, there's no way that's what it looks like. That's actually not small at all. I could never be able to, like, take that. And again, this is a lot to take in probably, but it's a lot for me just to say. I mean, it's one of the most vulnerable things I've said. I'm really wrestling with my sexuality right now, just gonna be honest with you. I don't know. Not recommending it, but it's something that has really, really helped me to really squash any insecurities I had about my own size, and it being enough. And I'm gonna tell you, I have never said my actual size. I don't mind saying it, but I'm gonna save it for the right video. I'm not even that small. Not really. Even just seeing this thing in real life as a silicone thing right in front of my face, it's like, dang, I am so glad to have this new perspective. I'm never going to be insecure about it ever again. So that was a cool thing that I did. And yes, I went pretty far with this toy. I actually did use it. I didn't just buy it just to look at it. And I had to sit with myself for a good hour last night and think about what I just did. That's how, like, again, I didn't go too far. I'm only saying all of this just to kind of give you an update about my experience. I didn't recognize the value of the videos, even the older videos existing on the channel. Not, you know, they're biased and they're misinformed a bit, but a lot of them have my personal experience in them. And it is worth them staying up on the channel just so you can see the arc that I went through. And this is the progression of that arc. Last night, I had a dildo in my mouth. And I'm completely straight. And I'm like, I'm actually doing this. It was just such a bizarre feeling. But anyway, let me move on to the second toy, which is the pocket. P-word.
Give me everything you got for this wet-ass P-word.
This thing is kind of incredible. So if you don't know what one of these are, it's basically a silicone butt. It's just a butt. I have it right in front of me now. I'm looking at it. It's like a butt made of Jell-O, which is really funny. I was laughing so hard the first time I saw it. And let me tell you, I mean, it's exaggerated, obviously, the size. It's not life size. The size of the genitalia and the butthole, because this comes with both. It comes with both holes. The size of it is exaggerated. It's kind of funny, like the waist is smaller than it should be. The butt is smaller than life size, but the actual vagina part of it is life size. And something to note about this design, this is something I bring up in the next video. Bit of spoilers here for the next one, but I mentioned the vulva in the next video. And I talk a little bit about how sometimes the labia isn't always perfectly tucked in like you see in a lot of porn. This one comes with the labia very much on the outside. And I saw that and it was different for me. I was like, huh, I mean, by my own research, that is normal and fine. You know what I mean? Just something I'd never really seen before. I just thought that was a cool design detail they decided to include. This is very, with men in mind, obviously, a toy like this. But just the fact that they have a medically accurate labia is really, really cool, I think. And I used it last night. It was really, really cool. And the feeling was really different than anything I've ever experienced before. Seriously, I mentioned this in the video on the other channel where I played Gelosity. I talked about my experience with toys. Genuinely, I can't say I recommend because YouTube's all like, you better not say that. It's been a really eye-opening experience for me personally. Having these toys in front of me, the pocket pussy especially, because actually having the shape here and being able to actually mess around with what feels like human, flesh, and everything is accurate. Everything is, this is what a vagina looks and feels like, is crazy to actually have that in front of me. And it's made me realize something about sex and the sex drive, especially for men. This is why sex toys can be so beneficial for everybody, but especially men. Like, oh my God. The thing about it is, sex to me used to be about the feeling, right? It was about the sensations, the orgasm, the everything like that. For a lot of men, that's what sex is about the orgasm. That's changed now for me, because now that I can have any sensation I want to almost 100% accuracy at home whenever I want, what even is sex anymore? You know what I mean? What's the goal of going out and wanting to find a real partner, which is a really existential, man, have I seen everything there is to see? Is the excitement of sex completely gone now? And the answer is clearly and plainly no. Sex isn't just about the sensations. And this is coming from someone who's never had sex, but I feel like this revelation still holds true if you ask somebody who has had sex before with a real partner. What makes sex fun isn't the sensations, it's the person you're doing it with. Because now that I, as a straight man, pretty sure I'm straight at this point, I as a man can get any sexual sensation, almost any sexual sensation that I want at home. Don't need a partner anymore. But I still want to have sex because I really long for that. I'm attracted to, my fantasies went from, ooh, tit fuck, POV, or ooh, double penetration. It went from that to writing out these deep, detailed fantasies of two characters that fall in love and they explore each other's bodies. And you'll see that in the next video, trust me. It's much more of a fleshed out story than the consent video is. It's much longer. No pun intended. And I really funnel that. I'm going to be funneling that into these videos. The appeal of sex to me has gone from the physical sensations on my body to the investment in a person and in a character, and seeing two people who maybe are total strangers or close friends or whatever other relationship, seeing them get intimate and let each other explore each other's bodies. That's the appeal to me now. And that has been so enriching. Us guys have the problem of the male gaze in public, and sometimes it's hard not to look at things that are distracting and all of this stuff. The guys know what I'm talking about, especially. Admit it. We all do it to some extent, even if we hate ourselves for it, because sometimes it is distracting. Our monkey brain does it to us. But even something like that has been really corrected in my life because I'm not focusing on the physical sensations anymore. I don't have to wonder about, oh, what does this feel like? I don't have to wonder anymore. Sex in my head is more about the person. So in a way, I don't really have as much trouble with things like the male gaze anymore, even if it's really in your face, which it sometimes is, and it's just hard to avoid, even if you don't mean anything by it. You guys know what I'm talking about. Men and women and everybody else, they know what I'm talking about. This happens sometimes. You go to a beach, people are walking around in two-piece bikinis all the time. I'm not trying to look, but it happens. But even that has been somewhat remedied in my life already, just because I don't really feel the need to get distracted by that stuff anymore. I get enough of that at home. It sounds funny to say, but these are real world benefits of having these experiences. And that's the great thing about it. You think you need to have a partner to be sex positive? You don't. I've done all of this stuff by myself for a budget of less than $100. Still a lot of money to a lot of people, but I don't know. I'm rambling now, but this is just me saying that if you want to be sex positive, there are real steps you can take to actually change how you view sex in your mind. And it's so important that young boys understand this, not just adults. Young boys need to understand what sex is really about, why it's so special. It's not special because it feels good. You can get that anywhere now. It's special because the people you're doing it with, you know them, and there's an actual fleshed out relationship there, and that's what makes it feel so good. I don't know. All I'll say is I had a really fun time last night, and, I'm still going to say I'm straight. A lot of you are going to be like, no, there's no way. You had a dildo in your mouth. You are not straight, sir. I think I still can be. A lot of this is just playing. Yeah, it sounds like a meme, but just because somebody has gay sex doesn't make them gay. I haven't, obviously, but that is true. Sometimes sex is just about exploring if you're into something, and sometimes you're just not into it. I bought a dildo and I bought a pocket pussy, and I was just having fun, putting the dildo in the actual pocket pussy and seeing what that looked like from an actual in real life perspective. That was something that was enriching to me. The scariest part of all of this, though, is even using the dildo, using these toys. Haven't used the actual standard fleshlight yet that looks like a tube. I haven't done that one yet. Feeling the rubber labia on my mouth, which I did a little bit of that play too, oral play, just because I was curious, I was taken back by how natural it felt. It almost felt like I had muscle memory for things I'd never done before, which is kind of an out-of-body experience. It's like I kind of knew exactly what to do when I put my mouth on that thing, and I don't know why, because I've never done it before. Oral sex, men giving women oral sex, is something I almost never look at porn. It's just not something I had been into that much. It didn't really get me off, but doing it myself in real life was so cool, and I was shocked how much it actually turned me on. And this is all me just playing by myself, using my fingers, practicing, seeing how good I was at it, and this isn't going to sound humble at all, but I was shocked at how decent I was at doing these things. Even with the dildo, I knew exactly what to do because I know what feels good for me. And that doesn't even apply to the pocket pussy, because obviously I don't have a vagina. I don't know. There's a lot for me to think about in between now and the next update. And I'll probably update you next time I come back with one of these videos on some of the other stuff that I tried. If you're up to hearing about it, I know it's a lot to hear somebody talk about something like this. And I am putting my job, my relationships at risk just by talking about this. So trust me, the weight of this is hitting me. It really is. I felt like this was an important enough development it was too important not to share with you all. Because there's probably a lot of viewers in my audience who are on the same journey I am, but maybe they're a few years behind. And knowing where it could be leading to might be helpful. Or someone might be further along the curve than me, and hearing somebody like me talk about something that they themselves went through years ago might be affirming to them. So that's really the value of me having these down-to-earth conversations, I think. I personally love videos like Windigoon, Moist Critical, channels where it's just a dude talking to a camera, light editing, they're just shooting the shit, talking about whatever they want to talk about, and having like 30 minutes or so of just one guy or one person just talking about whatever they want to talk about. Something that's in the news, something that is just a personal interest to them. I'm going to be doing more of these over on Candles & Co. Candles & Co. was just going to be a channel dedicated to non-sexual topics, kind of like this main channel was in the past. The Candles project is for actual edited episodes with stories and characters and voice actors, sure. But it's also going to have videos like these that are just me kicking the tires with you and just saying what I want to say about whatever's going on in my life and whatever topic that relates to sex, specifically. And then Candles & Co. is for both long edited videos if I feel like it, plus videos like these that are just me talking with my avatar, VTuber style, with gameplay in the background, talking about non-sexual topics. So that's kind of the plan moving forward. And I'm really excited to start doing these. Do more of these. They're really easy for me to make. They're kind of therapeutic. I'm not worrying about the views or the money, but I feel like I could really get into these and make it like a series that I make very often. So that could be really, really fun. I'm in a really good place right now. Sure, I'm kind of going through it emotionally with all the stuff that I went through last night with these toys and discovering things about myself that I didn't know. But I'm excited, and I love talking about it. I don't know what the future holds for, maybe I'll lose my job. If my boss finds this, he'd be like, what the hell? You can't do that. If that happens, then it happens. I just feel it's too important not to share. So, anyways, that was all I wanted to talk about this time. Let me know your thoughts in the comments if you went through this, or if you haven't gone through this. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next video. My name is Candles. I love you all. Good night.